Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gland Bodybuilding Mountain. And here I am back on the beach in Harrison Hot Springs in Canada here. It's good to be back home. But one concept I wanted to talk to you about today when it comes down to getting the most out of your natural bodybuilding training. And hopefully this doesn't trigger you. Most of you reasonable guys, the stuff I say doesn't trigger, but man, it's like you can't say anything on the internet nowadays without somebody getting pissed off about it, almost like because they didn't get gains or something, they're mad at me about it. But anyway, what I'm going to say is that stability matters, and not in the way you think. So what I'm going to say to you is that when you're doing a bicep curl or a tricep press down or even a leg extension, it only stands to reason that one side of the muscle where it attaches or originates has to be stabilized. So what I mean by this is that when you're sitting in the leg extension, obviously when you're extending your knees and flexing your quads, you hold your ass down on the seat so that you just don't pop up every single time the weight is pushing down on your feet or on your shins, right? Well, the reason why is because when you're stabilized, then you can move that one joint freely, but at the same time, you are getting the tension on the muscle because the upper body or your ass is not coming off the seat every single time the weight pushes down on your legs. So in that way, you can also take this into your arm curls or into your tricep press downs. So one thing I noticed a long time ago is that if my shoulders were stabilized, I was able to generate more force through the bicep when I'm doing bicep curls. So whether that's keeping the shoulders back or whether it's flexing the lats, or even if, what I've done lately is also bring the dumbbells out a little bit so that the deltoids are flexed, so it keeps the shoulder nice and tight. And then when I'm arm curling, I'm keeping that constant tension on the bicep rather than the shoulder kind of flopping around and taking away some of that tension that could be on the bicep brachii. And you'll find the same thing with the tricep press down. If you flex your lats and stay stable up here and then just extend from the elbow, you'll notice that you'll be able to get a much better pump and a lot more tension on that tricep. So this is something that is underestimated. Now, there's passive stability and active stability. So what I'm talking about right now is active stability. But if you're going to apply passive stability, that's when we talk about the rotator cuff exercises, or we talk about working the stabilizer muscles and doing some rehabilitation work, because that helps your body be naturally more stable and therefore able to generate more force, because your joints aren't just flopping around as tensions are imposing themselves upon them. So I think this is one of the things that is underestimated by a lot of beginners and intermediates. And it's something that they learn a lot on the bench press, such as, retracting the shoulder blades and staying stable. So that way they can put as much force through the chest as possible. You see, so where all the muscles originate from, they're trying to keep the thorax, if you're an ant, if you're a bug, whatever, if you're a thorax, you're trying to keep that stabilized. And then the limbs can work, and then there's, the moving parts are moving, but they're imposing their forces upon a stable thorax or main body. You see what I'm saying? So one side has to be stabilized, so therefore the other can produce the most amount of force safely, as well as generate the most amount of tension on the muscles and therefore get more results, right? So yeah, bear that in mind. When you're trying to generate force, if you're not feeling a certain area, so say you're doing tricep press downs, but your shoulders are moving around a lot, and your elbows are moving around a lot, you're going to notice that the forces are just generating all over the place, like they're moving. But what you want to do is concentrate those forces on the area you want to hit, so it makes sense to stabilize that area. So this might be something, if you're not able to isolate the muscles, this might be something that you have missed or overlooked that will help you big time. So yeah, remember what I said. Hopefully you guys are still here. I know I took a short vacation there in Italy and ate all the wrong foods for a bit, but hey, that's what vacation is. I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad that you guys are back. This video probably has 4 million views already, but just check down below, probably 4 million views already. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope this helps out in your training. And if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalglandbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the page supporters, and take care for now. Oh yeah!